Every year, thousands of learners are failing their UK driving test because of a bad response to zebra crossings. Are you worried that you might fail your driving test because of zebra crossing, or know someone who has? If so, this video is for you. It's going to give you 5 golden tips on how to deal with zebra crossings perfectly every time. My name is Mustafa. I'm a driving instructor with over 9 years experience, so I've pretty much seen it all. And make sure you stay for all 5 tips because you need all of them to get a complete understanding how to deal with zebra crossings consistently every time. Okay, so on to the first tip. Your first job is to make sure that you can identify zebra crossings from as far back as possible. While driving, if you train your eyes to look in the distance, you can see a zebra crossing sometimes from as far back as 50 cars away. The way you can spot it is from the flashing amber lights. Can you see it from now? Those flashing lights? That's a zebra crossing. Okay, because the earlier you see it, the more prepared you'll be to deal with it when you get there. So unlikely to get caught out, rather than getting all the way there and being forced to make a snap decision at the last second. On to the second tip. Having identified a zebra crossing nice and early, your next job is to make sure you check your mirrors nice and early. So as you're approaching the zebra crossing, you start to build a picture as to what's happening behind you. That way, if you do need to bring the car to a stop, you can start braking early and smoothly to give the person behind you plenty of notice about what you're doing and don't end up getting rear-ended. If you find the video helpful so far, drop it a quick like because that will help YouTube to share the video with more people just like you. On to the third tip. As you're approaching the zebra crossing, if there's someone who's floating around near the zebra crossing and you're not sure if they want to cross the road or not, what should you do? I would advise you to bring the car to a complete stop and wait for 2 or 3 seconds to give that pedestrian a fair chance to cross the road. If they cross the road, lovely. Your examiner will be impressed that you anticipated so well. And if they don't cross the road, after a few seconds, you can drive on again. But at least that way, it doesn't look like you stopped the pedestrian from taking their chance to cross the road. After all, what does every mum teach their kid when they're growing up? Make sure that you wait for cars on both sides of the road to stop before you cross the road. Don't slow down, but come to a complete stop. Okay, on to the fourth tip for zebra crossings. Once you have come to a stop at a zebra crossing for a pedestrian to cross the road, then make sure you stay perfectly still and wait for the pedestrian to get all the way across the road onto the other side before you carry on again. The only exception to that being if there is an island and the pedestrian has got halfway across, then technically they would be on a separate zebra crossing, so you could then proceed to go. Okay, on to the fifth and final thing you're going to be concerned about. Once you have stopped to let the pedestrian get all the way across, because it takes a few seconds for them to walk across the road, you want to make sure that you scan left and right again to make sure there's no other pedestrians who in the meantime are waiting to cross. Because if there were, then you would need to wait for those guys to cross the road as well. If you found the video helpful, then subscribe because I upload more driving test tips like this every week. And before you go, I'd like to actually share 2 quick stories with you to help you understand how easy it is to fail a driving test. So these are real stories of my pupils on their real driving test. First one, what happened was that my student, as he was approaching the zebra crossing, he saw there's a pedestrian floating around near there who maybe wants to cross. He checked his mirrors, slowed down. I was sat in the back thinking, well done, you're doing good. As he got closer, slowed down some more, and then it became clear that this pedestrian does not want to cross the road. But my learner driver brought the car to a complete stop and waited there for literally 7 or 8 seconds, holding up all the traffic behind him. And the examiner had to eventually tell him, can't just stay stopped here, you're holding up all the traffic behind, we need to move from here. And that was unfortunately his only serious fault on that driving test. But the lesson is that while it's a good idea to stop to give the pedestrians a chance, at a certain point you have got to decide and make your move. The second and last story I'm going to share with you today is another of our pupils on her driving test. So she came to a zebra crossing, checked her mirror, slowed down, some pedestrians there, brought the car to a complete stop, as she should do, patiently waiting for the pedestrians to get across the road, lovely. The moment the pedestrian stepped off the road onto the pavement, she thought, wonderful, it's time for me to make my move. But by that time, in the sort of 7 or 8 seconds it was taking that pedestrian to walk across the road, unfortunately another pedestrian came back from the same side the first one was crossing from, and she didn't notice that person waiting to cross the road. So what did the examiner do? Pressed the brake and said, another one crossing, and so that caused her to fail her test, unfortunately. But the good news is, by learning from these things, it can help you from failing your test as well. If you find the video helpful and you'd like all my top tips in one place, then check out my book. The link is below. It has all the advice I wish I was given many years ago when I was failing my own driving test. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all on the next video. God bless.